You walk into the room and the baby loses it. Arms out, full body leaning, a sound somewhere between a squeal and a demand. 10 minutes later, the other parent walks in and gets a polite smile, nothing close to what just happened. And if you were the parent who got the polite smile, you already know the specific feeling that comes with it. Something between amusement and a quiet sting you do not mention out loud. Most people call it a phase. Pediatricians call it normal. Both of those things are technically true, but researchers who have spent careers studying early attachment will tell you something that neither explanation captures. What looks like simple preference is actually one of the most sophisticated evaluation systems ever produced by evolution, and the baby running it has absolutely no idea they're doing it. Everyone assumes the preference goes to whoever is around more. More hours, more feeds, more nappy changes, stronger bond. Simple input-output logic. And for a long time, this was the dominant assumption in developmental psychology. Then, researchers actually tested it. A 2013 study from the University of Haifa followed 112 families across the first 18 months of life. They tracked caregiving hours, feeding patterns, nighttime wake-ups. Then they measured attachment preference at 6, 9, and 12 months using the strange situation procedure. What they found dismantled the contact time theory almost completely. In a significant portion of families, babies showed stronger attachment responses to the parent who spent less time with them. The researchers had expected to confirm conventional wisdom. Instead, they had a result that made no intuitive sense at all. So, if it is not time, what is it? The answer came from a 2019 study at the Max Planck Institute examining what they called interactional contingency. The concept is simple, even though the term sounds technical. Contingency means responsiveness. Not how often you are present, but how consistently you notice what the baby is signaling and respond to it in that exact moment. A parent present for 12 hours but frequently distracted, frequently on their phone, frequently in their own thoughts, produces a very different neural experience than a parent present for 4 hours but fully attuned during those 4 hours. The baby's brain is not counting hours, it is measuring something far more precise. How often does this person actually see me? And here's where the science becomes genuinely remarkable. Babies as young as 8 weeks can already distinguish between responses that are contingent on their own behavior and responses that are not. Researchers demonstrated this with what they called the mobile contingency task. Infants were connected to a mobile via a ribbon attached to their leg. When they kicked, the mobile moved. They figured this out within minutes and began kicking with increasing purpose. Then researchers made the mobile move randomly, disconnected from the infant's actions. The infants noticed immediately. Heart rate changes, reduced engagement, something that in older subjects you would call frustration and eventually withdrawal. The infant brain comes pre-wired with a detection system for cause and effect, for I did something and it was noticed. Every interaction with a caregiver runs through that same system, and the parent who consistently catches the cues, the quiet fuss before the cry, the shift in body language before the meltdown, accumulates what researchers call felt security, a neurologically encoded sense of this person is tracking me, this person is safe. Now here's the part that reframes everything for the non-preferred parent. Developmental psychologists at the University of Minnesota tracked preference patterns across infancy and found a consistent pattern. Between 6 and 9 months, most babies consolidate around one primary attachment figure. This corresponds to a massive reorganization in how the infant brain categorizes the social world: familiar versus unfamiliar, safe versus unknown. The preference is not about love, it's about threat assessment. And the primary attachment figure is whoever the nervous system has encoded as the most reliable signal that the threat level is low. Watch what happens when the non-preferred parent enters during a moment of genuine calm. No stress, no strangers, no disruption. The preference softens considerably. It hardens again when the baby is tired, sick, overstimulated. This is not rejection, it's the baby using you as a gauge. And here's what the last decade of research has demolished: the assumption that secondary attachment is simply weaker attachment, less important, more replaceable. A landmark longitudinal study published in Child Development followed children from infancy through age 7. It found that attachment quality to the secondary caregiver predicted specific outcomes that primary attachment did not, particularly willingness to explore unfamiliar situations, resilience when the primary caregiver was unavailable, capacity to form relationships outside the immediate family. The primary attachment figure is home base. The secondary attachment figure is what teaches the child it's safe to leave home base at all. The baby giving you the polite smile while losing their mind over the other parent is not dismissing you. They're practicing on you, learning through you that the world beyond the inner circle is also navigable. You're not second choice. You're teaching a different and completely irreplaceable lesson. Subscribe. Every week, more of the science inside your baby's world.